Hello everyone, today let's solve the problem number 1174, immediate food delivery 2, right? So what the question states here, we are given a table delivery, you can clearly see here, we are given a table delivery here that holds information about food delivery orders. So that holds the information about food delivery orders, you can clearly see here. So the column name we have is deliver ID, customer ID, order date and customer preference delivery date, right? So here an order is called immediate if the customer preference delivery date is same as the order date. So if order date is same as customer preference delivery date, then the order is called to be immediate. So this is very important, just keep this in mind, right? So an order is called immediate if the customer preference delivery date is same as the order date, otherwise it's called schedule. So if it is same as the order date, then what we are calling it, we are calling it as immediate. If it is not, then we are calling it as scheduled, right? So this is very important, these two things, just keep this in mind, this is very important. So the first order of a customer is defined as the order with the earliest date for that customer, right? So the first order of a customer is defined as the order with the earliest date for that customer. Whatever the earliest this one order date, that is considered as the first order of a customer, right? So what we have to do then, what is our main goal here? We have to write the SQL query to calculate the percentage of immediate orders. Again I'm telling, we have to calculate the percentage of immediate orders. You can clearly see in what we need to return in the output, we have to return, or we have to calculate the percentage of immediate orders in the first orders of all the customers, in the first orders of all the customers, that is rounded to 2 decimal places. So this has to be rounded to 2 decimal places, they have strictly mentioned in the question, just keep this in mind. And also we have to calculate the percentage of immediate orders in the first orders of all customers. This is very important, right? Let's come to the example part here. So here we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 delivery ID, customer ID, order date and customer preference delivery date. Here you can clearly see here, right? So this one we have, so output here we have 50 point something, right? 50.00 we have, right? So here customer 1 first order ID is scheduled, you can clearly see here, customer 1 first order ID is scheduled because he is ordering on first and the customer preference delivery date is on second. So this is scheduled, right? So customer 2 is same, this one what do we call immediate. Why it is immediate? Ordering on the same date and preference delivery date is also on the same date here, right? So this is immediate, ID1, this is ID2, right? Next let's go with the ID3 here. In case of ID3 also this is scheduled, you can clearly see 11 ordering on 11 and expecting on 12th, or customer preference delivery date is on 12th. Same goes with 4. So 4 is immediate in this case, sorry, it's not same, this is immediate. So 24 ordering on 24 and expecting on 24. So this one same, right? Immediate, same day, this is immediate. So total first orders equals 4. We have total first orders equals in this case 4, right? 4 immediate orders is 2 here in this case. So we have immediate orders for 2 and 3, if you remember, for the customer ID 2 and 3, or for the delivery ID 1, for the delivery ID 2 and 4 we have the immediate orders. For 1 and 3 we have the this one, what do we call, scheduled, right? So this is percentage equals 2 by 4 into 100 we have to do in this case. So here let me show this one, 2 immediate orders we have, right? This one 2 and 4. So what we are doing, this we have total 4 orders, this will be 2 by 4 into 100, this becomes 2 by 4 into 100 in this case. 2 by 4 into 100 is nothing but in this case 50, right? So 50, when you calculate you get 50. So that's what we need to return this one as output, 50.00. We need to return this one in the output, you can clearly see here. Immediate percentage is 50.00 we have got, right? So here the customer ID has a first order with the delivery ID 1 and it's scheduled. So that's what they have given here again. So you can just go through the explanation, that's what I have explained in a concise manner. So that's what we are considering here. First 4, and then we are considering 2 by 4 because we have 2 immediate and 2 scheduled. So we are going with 2 by 4 into 100, which leads to 50, and we have to round to 2 decimal places that they have clearly mentioned in the question. So here immediate percentage would we would get here as 50.00. I hope the question is completely clear, right? So simple to understand. I hope question is completely clear, and also what we need to do is completely clear as well, right? So first what we will do, let's discuss the approach first. Then let's write the query. First, let's discuss the let's discuss the approach step by step. The first step here is we have to identify the first order. So we have to identify the first order in this case, right? So we have to, when I say identify the first order, so we have to find the first order for each customer, right? So find the first order for each customer in the sense, how can we do that? We can just select the minimum order date, right, for each customer id. So we can just select the minimum order date for each customer id. So we have to find the first order for each customer by selecting the minimum order date. So first date, minimum order date for each customer id based on the customer id. This is important. Order date is fine, you can you have to go with order date. We have to select the minimum order date for each customer id based on the customer id, right? So for each customer based on the customer id. I hope the first one is completely clear. Nothing but here in this case, in short, we have to identify the first orders. So the second step, let's move on with the second step here. We have to check for immediate orders. So immediate, there are two orders here we have already discussed. One is immediate and one is scheduled, right? One is immediate here and one is scheduled here. So the first step here is if the customer preference delivery date here, this one I'm speaking of, if the customer preference delivery date matches the order date, customer preference delivery date, this matches the order date, then it is an immediate order. Means so if we are ordering on second and if we are expecting the delivery on second itself, then this is said to be immediate on the same date, right? On the same date. So this is just the date I have considered here, right? So if we are ordering on second and if we are expecting on 3 or 4, let me consider here 4 here, 3 or 4, 4, and then this is said to be scheduled. So this is immediate because we are getting on the same day, we are ordering on the same day and getting the deliverables on the same day, right? This one we are ordering on second and we are expecting the delivery on 4. So this is what do we call scheduled in this case, right? So I hope this is clear. If the customer preference delivery date matches the order date, then it is an immediate order. So I hope this is clear, right? So if the customer preference delivery date matches the order date, then it is called as an immediate immediate order. So otherwise it is this one, scheduled, right? Scheduled order. So let's move on with the third case here, right? Let's move on with the third case here. In this case, we have to count the total first orders and the number of immediate first orders, right? That's what we need to calculate accordingly with the question. So in the question, they have asked us to count the total first orders here and the number of immediate first orders as well. Here we have to count the total first orders and the number of immediate first orders as well. So this is very important. So just keep this in mind. We are just I have just given here calculate the percentage. So this is fine. So the final step, let's move on with the final step. We have to compute the percentage using the formula immediate orders by total first orders. This one we have seen this one while calculating in the for the first example, right? First 4 we considered and we went with 2 by 4 into 100, right? We got 50 and we have to go with 0.00 because they have strictly asked us to go with 2 decimal places, or we have to round off to 2 decimal places, right? So here in this case, we are computing the percentage using the formula immediate percentage equals immediate orders by total orders into 100. So that's what we did here. So here, let me remove this one for a second. Into 100 this is. So we saw this one while I explained the question, right? So while we considered example 1, we calculated in the same way, right? Immediate orders by total first orders into 100. I hope this is clear. This is for the immediate underscore percentage, right? So I hope this is fine. So finally we have to round the result to 2 decimal places. So that's what I said here. So this one 50.00, so 00, because they have strictly asked in the question that we have to round off to 2 decimal places, right, for the solution while returning the output. So this is fine, I think. So these are the 4 steps that we are going with. So this is the approach basically. First, identify the first orders. Second one was for second one is this one, check for immediate orders. Third one is calculate percentage, and the fourth one is we third one, that's it. Third one, within the third we have 2 steps basically. So we'll compute the percentage using the formula, and we will we have to round the result to 2 decimal places, right? We have to round the decimal to 2 decimal places. So this is the basically this is the approach that we'll be going with. I hope the approach is completely clear, right? Now let's start writing the query. So let's start writing the query now. So first we had 3 steps, right? So let's segregate this one into 2 steps. So the third step was only to round off this one. What do you call? To calculate by formula and to round off to 2 decimal place, right? So let's ignore that one for a while, and let's concentrate on 2 steps. First step was we have to find the first order for each customer, right? So I'll just go with here in this case with first orders as here in this case. So this is the first step. Find the first order for each customer. In this case, we have to find the first order for each customer. So we will select delivery ID, customer ID, so order date, and we are going with customer preference delivery date. So let me copy this one. I don't want to type this in. Yeah, this is fine. Let me paste this one here. So this is coming from the delivery table, right? So this is delivery. So I'll just let me copy this one as well. So let me come here. So let me give here from delivery table delivery. So let's go with the where. Let's make use of the where keyword here. So where we have to consider customer ID as well as the order date here. Customer ID, this one, let me give here, let me open the parenthesis here, customer ID as well as the order date. Let me come here and copy this one and let me paste it over here. So customer ID and order date. So so let's select here. Let's make use of select here in this case. Customer ID. So we are going based on customer ID, right? So let me copy this one here again. So let me write this one in the same line. We are going with customer ID here, and as discussed in the approach, we will be going with a minimum order date. We have to go with the minimum order date, right? So I'll just give here in this case, let me go with, sorry. So here minimum order date will be going with the min keyword that is provided by the SQL. So this is order date. So let me copy the same thing over here. So let me paste it over here, order date as let's consider this one as first order date, right? So I'll just go with first order date. This is fine. This is coming again, this is coming from the delivery table. So let me copy this one and let me give here from delivery. So and we have to group by, or we have to group by customer ID. So let me copy this one. So from delivery, so here this one, let's make use of the group by clause here, group by customer ID, right? I hope this is completely clear. So this is the step 1, what we are doing here basically. So we are finding the first order for each customer here in this case, right? So I hope this is completely clear. So the next step here is the second step, or the next step here, we have to calculate the percentage of immediate orders, right? So we have to calculate the percentage of immediate orders. So here in this case, I'll just go with the select. So as we have to round off to 2 decimal places, let me make use of the round keyword here. Within the round, let me give here the formula, if you remember, 100.0 into so we can write, or we can articulate, or we can implement in this way. So 100.0 into sum is provided by SQL, right? So let's make use of case when order date. So this one we are considering here, right? So this one, let me go with the order date equals, this has to be equivalent to customer preference delivery date for the immediate, if you remember, right? I hope we are just implementing the thought process, or whatever we discussed in the approach, the thought process, right? That's what we are articulating that one in the form of query, or we are implementing that one in the form of query here. So here order date has to be equivalent to the customer preference delivery date, right? So then 1, else 0, then true 1, else false, else 0. That's what we are doing here. So I'll just give end here on this case, right? So let me give end here on this case. By count, we have to count, right? So by, let me make use of the, for counting, you would have already this one guessed here, will be making use of the count keyword here, count star. So this is fine. So the next step here is, we will be going with we have to round off to the 2 decimal places, right? So let me do one thing here. Here let me give 2, right? So because we have to round off to 2 decimal places, 2. So this is fine. In this case, this is as immediate percentage. So immediate percentage here. This one they have mentioned, right? So let me copy this one and paste it over here as immediate percentage. Let me leave space here. This is fine. So this is coming from the table first order. Sorry, yeah, this is coming from first order. So let me copy this one here. So let me make use of from keyword here, from first order. So this is it for the query. Simple, right? Simple to understand. So let me hit the run button quickly. So here you can clearly see the sample test cases are getting, sample test case is getting passed here, right? So I hope this works for all the test cases. Let's see. I hope this works for all the test cases. Let's see. Let me hit the submit button. So here you can clearly see all the test cases are getting passed. Means the code works, or the query works absolutely correct on this case, right? So I hope whatever the query that we have written is completely clear on this case, right? So for now, this is it. Thanks for watching.